Welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. This is episode 31. Last time we went to the Lost Temple of Dirthaman, which was very exciting, along with a few other things. We wrapped up Josephine's nobility quest line, so there is no longer a hit on her name. And as usual, start of a new episode, we're at the war table. So let's check in with our operations. We were measuring the Veil strength. Inquisitor. The experiment was a success, and these readings are remarkable. By overlaying the relative strength of the Veil over maps of Orlais and Ferelden, I have extrapolated points where small rifts are more likely to develop. This should let us deploy Inquisition forces more wisely, while still protecting people who would otherwise be threatened by demons. In addition, I have located one node of possible interest in the Hinterlands, a very large rift that is not yet opened. It may be worth investigating the area. Solus. Haha. A large rift that is not yet opened. Okay. I suppose that'll get added to my list of things to do. Oh, we have escape route for agents in Crestwood that we haven't done yet. That's been hidden and tucked away in there. We'll have to do that once we find the right person for the job. Wow, thank you so much for the resources. Trouble of Red Jennies. I believe we are now in the favor of a Red Jenny in the city of Tantervale, as near as it is possible to tell. Red Jenny and the Tantervale charade has been unlocked. That's over here. Is she serious? It's so hard to tell with this lot. A note from Liliana on a letter from the Red Jenny in Tandervale. Inquisition. Your caravan got around. A drunk moneylender tipped that the money came from several merchants, stole their records, all are different. So they hate you for different reasons and don't know a thing about Venatori. Here are their names, anyway. Probably useful to you. Red Jenny. The names of several wealthy merchants follow. Sarah has also scrawled a note, also a drawing of a fish with a hunter's horn. Charade knows her tricks, long memory too. Ignorance is no excuse. Treat them like they knew. They'll give up their conspirators soon enough. If they do not know where their money went, test their commitment. Confront them directly and demand the ringleader's name. And they supply several honorable militias who would want no part of this. Perhaps we can take away their business. That's an interesting one. And now, escape routes for agents. Oh, this is only for Liliana. So there you go. Opening these secret tunnels will let us evade any prying eyes that turn toward Caer Bornac. The villagers prefer us to the bandits, and it is an excellent waypoint from Ferelden to Orlais. We can make it a rendezvous point for our messengers carrying sensitive information from either country. You're familiar with the caves underneath Crestwood. They run for miles, and if we excavate some passages, our agents could easily enter and exit the keep without being seen.
Let's see what we have.
Okay, well, Liliana can go and do that, and I think we'll have Cullen go and do this one.
All right.
Which leaves Josephine to do something. Go get some resources. Off you go.
At your service.
Alright, there'll probably be some more operations to come at some point. I think what we're going to do is we're going to be having a look at the current companion quests, and then, because there is still like many things to do in other locations that we haven't even gone to yet. What I think we're going to do is do some companion quests, like go to Valammar, and then I think that's the only one left. Oh no, we've got this one, a powerful rift in the Hinterlands. So we've got What Lies Dormant and going to Valammar. I think we're going to do those two things in terms of companion quests, and then we'll aim for doing some other things, and then I think we will then do another main quest on the Inquisitor's Path. We'll do Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts, because I've wanted to do this for so long, but it's like there's just so much more to do, and I don't want to like get too far ahead in the main quest that I lose out on other things. So I hope Celine's been okay while we've been dilly-dallying, but we will find a way into the Winter Palace soon enough as well, because it's been quite some time now since we've done a main quest. Almost 10 episodes, in fact, I think, because I think here, like, Into the Abyss was the last main quest we did. It really, it gets away from you. You don't even realize, because there's so much going on in this game, and there's a lot more in this game for additional content that doesn't really feel like you're not doing main quest stuff sometimes, I guess. Especially when you're focusing on the companions and their things. It doesn't really feel like you're just rushing around, not really doing anything of note. So I definitely enjoy running around with the companions. And then you go, oh wait, when did we last do a main quest? That's kind of how that goes. Considering it's fresh in our mind, let's head back to the Hinterlands and check out this powerful rift out this way. We'll travel here. There's a door to unlock on the way, so let's bring a rogue, a mage, and a warrior. We'll bring Cole, we'll bring Solus, and let's bring let's bring Blackwall. Okay. We're bringing Solus because it's his rift thing that he's brought up to us. But I want to start utilizing some other characters soon as well. It's just like every time there's something interesting, I'm like, Solus. This one gets an excuse. Okay. Let's go run off in this direction and also go and open this locked door. I'm forever grateful of the game keeping the locked doors on the map for us. I think that is perfect. So we're going to find this powerful rift. When we enter Valammar, we're going to take Varric, obviously, and then I'm not sure who else. Maybe we'll do Dorian and the Bull again, because we haven't really had Dorian and Bull interact much. We had Dorian, Blackwall, and Bull, and Dorian only interacted with Blackwall. So I'm trying to like get some cool matchups. We need to also throw Sarah into the mix at some point as well to see what they'll talk about. Something that I'm grateful for is like the party banter is just such a consistent treat, at least. Like, it's always enjoyable. That is the weirdest place to have a campfire. Are you guys serious?
The Inquisition's giving them out. Enough for everyone.
You guys are kidding me. They're like, yes. They didn't stop for a second, you know. They thought that they could, but they didn't stop for a second to think that they should, you know? Like, look at that. And you're getting your pants all wet and everything, fellas. Oh my god, that's awful.
You know, Cole, you're not so bad. But I'll never get used to the things that come out of your mouth.
There was once a man who had bees coming out of his mouth.
A perfect example.
Oh, I love that. There was once a man who had bees coming out of his mouth. Was that it? Okay. Hi, you discovered a rift. You asked us to come here and you don't even have anything to say about it. We just have like Cole and Blackwall say stuff instead. Okay. That was very exciting. Because it was like in our inner circle quest, and it was suggested by Solus, I thought that would have some potential plot significance. Maybe something cool would happen with the rift, like considering we've detected a huge rift that like had yet to open. Maybe a demon was like a big old pride demon or something was coming out of it. Okay. It was just a rift, same as every other rift. Very interesting. I need to stop getting myself too excited when a quest pops up that something cool's gonna happen. Oh, heavy water armor, Blackwall. Would you like a potential upgrade? Let's take a look. Is it an upgrade? It did not. It did not upgrade. It looks cool though, but it is not an upgrade. And I will say that your inventory fills up fast though. Alright, I guess we're going to Valammar. So we'll go and change our party arrangement for a group of, let's see, Yeah, Varric, Dorian, and Iron Ball, I suppose. Just to have a mix-up of people. So we'll change our party. Gotcha. Goddamn. We have 2 miserable ones so far. One that I cannot identify as a sad emotion or a happy emotion. It's just some kind of emotion. But Varric and Iron Ball are just... goddamn. They're trying their best. Alright, there we go. Party swap. Now we're going to Valammar. Okay, here we are. Valammar.
Finally. I started to think you weren't coming.
Nobody said you had to hang out in the creepy cave while you waited.
Well, I did wait, so let's make this quick. These idiots are carrying the red lyrium out in unprotected containers. We don't want to stick around long enough for it to start talking to us.
Oh, I don't know why that didn't click with me the first time, but this is another Laura Bailey character. Usually, Laura Bailey is pretty easy to recognize. I'm surprised I didn't get that the first meeting. Maybe it's because I just watched a couple of Critical Role clips today, so the voice is like right in my ears. So like, I was like, oh, I remember that voice. Cool.
Why would the containers need to be protected?
Lyrium is incredibly dangerous in its raw form. It can poison or kill dwarves, and we're resistant to it. Sometimes it just explodes. No warning.
Basically, only crazy people mine lyrium.
The mining cast doesn't just sling it into a bucket. It's carried in special containers that keep it under control. And that's normal lyrium. The red stuff is worse. I wouldn't be surprised if most of their miners die just digging it up.
You seem to know more about the effects of red lyrium than most.
Varric told me plenty about what it did to him. And his brother.
How did you find this operation in the first place? There must be hundreds of Deep Roads entrances.
I've used this entrance in the past. Varric's not the only surface dwarf to explore the Deep Roads. Oh, I've got to admit, I was pretty surprised when I came here and found it full of humans.
We'd better get to work.
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's open the locked door. Now, we've been here before, but we haven't fully explored this place, it seems, so we're going to go down here. And then the third area is where we haven't gone to yet. Oh, Bianca's got a longbow. I'm wondering if there'll be any dialogue between Bianca and Varric that we can wait up for. It is decked out with new enemies, though. Oh, hello.
One more for me.
So this is what you do now?
Beg pardon?
Skulking around in caves, shooting guys? Is this your day-to-day?
I usually try to avoid the caves.
Okay, we're getting a little bit of catch up. Nice. Just a little bit. I wonder if that's gonna override party banter with everyone else. Nice. Okay, we've already opened the vault and explored that with the cog wheels. So we're going here. Somewhere new. Now we can go the slow way, or we can go the Apocalypse way.
You had me worried, you know.
What did I do now?
That letter you sent me about the Red Lyrium was the first I'd heard from you since the Chantry explosion.
Had it been that long?
Seriously, if you died in that mess, I'd have come back to Kirkwall and dug you up just to kick your ass.
What would you do if I'd been cremated?
Kick your ashes, of course.
That's very smart writing.
I built these doors. They probably shut this one from the other side when they heard the ruckus we were making.
Nice.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
You've been here often enough to renovate the cave.
You already know I've used this entrance in the past. I don't know if Eric's told you, but the Merchants Guild is cutthroat. Literally. I built the doors to keep rivals from following me down here and arranging accidents.
Admit it, you've been waiting to do that since we arrived.
Of course I was. After you.
And we've got surprises.
How is what's his name?
Bogdan? He's in Navarra right now, selling my machine to wealthy landowners.
I heard some of the guild were trying to get you named a paragon for that contraption.
That's not gonna happen, even if I am 10 times the Smith Bronca ever was. A surfacer paragon? Never.
Getting a lot of familiar names being dropped right now, just casually. I think this was the book that we just picked up. It didn't pop up on screen though, probably because dialogue was happening. Maybe a different Darkspawn. The journal, penned by an unknown writer, appears to be quite old, with many of its pages damaged by water and dust. The entries that can be read all appear to be about 20 years old. We finally found Amok alive in that passage. Still can't believe it. The only reason I didn't stop digging is because he had the key to the cache, but after 2 weeks, I was expecting to find it on his corpse. What story does he come up with? That he was found by a Darkspawn of all things. A talking Darkspawn, polite as you please, who fed him and gave him water and evidently chatted with him about surfaces. I don't know what Amok is thinking, coming up with a story like that, but he swore by the stone it was all the truth. Crazy as it sounds, I know Amok, and he's got the imagination of a dull hammer. Why would he make something like that up? Reminds me of a story my grandsire used to tell, something about something his grandsire did. Said he once came upon a group of 3 Darkspawn in the deeper roads, each twice the size of any dwarf, bigger than humans even, and dressed up like kings. He watched from the shadows and said they talked like people about things he couldn't understand. A city gone black, and they blamed each other for things but could barely remember for what. My man was just like that. Never remembered the slight, just that she was angry. Story goes that they attacked each other, and one ran off while the second choked the third to death and then ate him. Don't know about Darkspawn having talking kings, never mind polite ones that give you food and tea, but maybe Amok met one of them. There's strange things in the deeper roads after all, things that Shapers can't even recall, as if smuggling wasn't dangerous enough. The Tevinter Magisters of old. That's why. That's really cool. They were just having a pleasant conversation. Hello, everyone. Who is letting this mage walk around for so long?
You know, this is almost fun. Kinda like old times.
I don't recall us ever shooting people together.
Remember crashing Bartram's guild dinner? We might as well have shot him.
This isn't nearly as dangerous as pissing off my brother.
Interesting. Okay, there's my key. Hello? Can you let me loot this? I have to be on top of the crate to loot it. Silly.
There you are. They won't be able to use this entrance again.
Bianca.
You were the leak. They had her key.
You want to say something, Varric?
Andraste's ass, Bianca. You're the leak?
When I got the location, I went and had a look for myself. And I found the red lyrium, and I studied it.
You know what it does to people.
I was doing you a favor. You want to help your brother, don't you? I just wanted to figure it out.
How did you go from studying red lyrium to giving the location to Corypheus?
I found out that red lyrium... it has the blight, Varric. Do you know what that means?
What? The two deadly things combined to form something super awful?
Lyrium is alive, or something like it. Blight doesn't infect minerals, only animals. I couldn't get any further on my own, so I looked for a Grey Warden mage. Blight and magical expertise in one, right? And I found this guy, Larius. He seemed really interested in helping my research. So I gave him a key.
Larius? He was the Grey Warden we met in Corypheus's... Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I knew something seemed off.
I didn't realize until you said you found red lyrium at Haven. I came here and, well, then I went to you.
Dude. I didn't think Larius was a mage, but I mean, we also didn't... I don't think we really saw him... Did we see him in combat? I don't... For some reason, I had it in my mind that he was like a warrior. It's kind of surprising that Larius is a mage. I don't know. That's really bizarre, though. My god. So she's the leak. I'm going to go get a Grey Warden for help. Of all the Grey Wardens, fucking Larius, that like... I was like, why does he sound evil when he walks off? One of Corypheus's minions. God damn it. So lyrium is alive. It's sentient. It's red lyrium is what, like normal lyrium that has been infected with the blight and it turns it red? That's an interesting sort of train of thought there.
That name means something to you, Varric?
He was at the Grey Warden prison where we found Corypheus. And he definitely wasn't a mage before.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You had to know we'd figure out what happened, Bianca. Why did you insist on coming with us?
Varric told me what people were doing with the red lyrium. I had to help make this right.
You couldn't have known what would happen.
Mafarath's balls, she couldn't. I told her exactly how bad this shit was.
Mafarath's
I told her
balls.
to keep away from it.
I know I screwed up, but we did fix it. It's as right as I can make it.
This isn't one of your machines. You can't just replace a part and make everything right.
No, but I can try, can't I? Or am I supposed to wallow in my mistakes forever, kicking myself, telling stories of what I should have done?
Ha! As if I would tell stories about my own mistakes.
Oh, why do you have to make me put this together? I'm obviously going to go for this one. Don't make me do it. They're both right in their own way.
Oh, for pity's sake, would you two just get a room?
Sorry, Inquisitor. We've done all we can here. Bianca, you'd better get home before someone misses you.
Varric.
Don't worry about it.
Get him killed, and I'll feed you your own eyeballs, Inquisitor.
Mathrath's balls. Oh. She gone? You want to talk about it? Ah, yeah. Speak with Varric about all this. I'm like, you want to talk about it, man? Okay. Was that the third level? It was the third. Yeah, cool. It was. Cool. Okay, now we can leave Valammar. Some good dialogue there between Bianca and Varric. I'm hoping that we can get Varric to finally open up on the Bianca situation here. That would be pretty nice. Larius. I wonder if we will see him in that case at some point. Wonder if he got a new haircut or something. Maybe did some skincare. So he definitely wasn't a mage before. I like that Varric even said that, because I was like, I don't remember him being like a mage. So did he pose as a mage? Does becoming a minion of Corypheus just give you the magical abilities that you can pose as, you know, you can become a mage that way? I don't know. Or is it just another lie? I don't know how much of Larius was truth and how much of it was lies during that Legacy DLC. It's all questionable, but he definitely sounded much more different and more evil at the end, so, you know. Maybe it was like at the moment that Corypheus was slain, he was like, oh look, a body, you know? Well, I guess we're going back home. I should probably start giving myself some cool Knight Enchanter stuff. That'll be fun. I'm only able to have 8 abilities though, which, like, where I've finally reached a point now in Dragon Age Inquisition where I can state that they have downgraded our quick bar, right? Pretty significantly too, because Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, you're able to just drag that shit across the screen. Look at all those buttons. This one is just like, you have 8, take it or leave it, which is a bit of a shame. All right, back to Skyhold, and we will talk to Varric about all this.
I'm glad to have answers, but shit. The second she showed up here, I knew. I let this mess happen. I gave her the Tig. I am not good at dealing with shit like this.
I don't think anyone is equipped any better than you are.
No, the point is, I don't deal with things. If Cassandra hadn't dragged me here, I'd be in Kirkwall right now pretending none of this was happening.
You know that's not true. You've worked as hard as any of us to stop Corypheus.
Is that true? I don't even know anymore. Thank you for your help back there.
After all this, do you think you'll see Bianca again?
I always do.
I always do. Because he keeps Bianca with him in the form of a crossbow. Will you see Bianca again? I always do.
There you are. I've been looking all over for you. You're just in time. We almost had to start without you.
We couldn't have that, could we?
What is with this lighting change in here?
I
Oh my
found
God.
her, Ruffles. Deal her in.
Oh my God.
I do hope I recall the rules. It's been ages since I've played a game of Wicked Grace.
Grab a seat. We're ready to start.
Are we playing cards or what?
Are 3 drakes better than a pair of swords? Ugh, I can never remember.
Seeker, remember how I said, don't show anyone your hand? That rule includes announcing it to the table.
There's a crown on his head, but a sword too. His head didn't want either.
Don't talk to the face cards, kid.
You seem to have enough people. I have 1,000 things to do.
Stay.
Losing money can be both relaxing and habit-forming. Give it a try.
Curly, if any man in history ever needed a hobby, it's you.
Dealer starts. Oh, I believe I'll start at... 3 coppers. Do you think that's too daring? Maybe I'll make it 1. No. Boldness. 3 it is.
Seriously, who starts at 3 coppers? Silver, or go home.
Sounds good. I'm in.
Bolder the better, right? I'm in.
Me too. Well, are you in?
Why would I say I don't think so?
I'm in, and raising another silver.
You haven't even looked at your cards.
Our illustrious leader is betting we're bluffing.
You are bluffing.
Great banter between all of them. This is really good. Look at them all. Look at my team.
Poor recruit ran out into the dining hall in nothing but his knickers. And this profound silence fell over the hall as 70 mages and 30 Templars all turned to stare at once. Then a slow round of applause began and spread until every soul was on their feet. A standing ovation.
What did he do?
Saluted, turned on his heel, and marched out like he was in full armor.
He did not.
Good man.
You're shitting us.
That's how you know it's true. I could never put that in a book. Too unlikely.
Oh, this is really good. I love, like I told you, I love when my characters interact with one another. Us all having to sit down and playing a game of Wicked Grace is so perfect. Hasn't Varric told enough stories? Let's see. I've got a story. No, you tell one. We need more drinks. Deal again, Josephine.
I think it's our professional storyteller's turn to tell one.
I think I can manage that. Did I ever tell you about the time we broke into Chateau Hain? It started, as most capers do, with a trap.
I've been stung by a bee. That's Chateau Hain.
And then Hawk looks up and says, "Looks like the Duke has fallen from grace."
That's how Duke Prosper died? You know, that's almost perfect for him. And the dealer takes everything. I win again.
Deal again. I've figured out your tells, Lady Ambassador.
Commander, everyone knows a lady has no tells.
Then let's see if your good fortune lasts one more hand.
Do we watch it play out, or do I get dealed into?
I want another chance to win my dignity back. Deal me in.
Don't say a
Oh, dude.
I tried to warn you, Curly.
They're playing Strip Wicked
Never
Grace.
bet against an Antivan, Commander.
I'm leaving. I don't want to witness our commander's walk of shame back to the barracks.
Well, I do.
It comes off. I didn't know it came off.
Cole discovers clothing exists. Oh my god, he's just sitting there. Oh, that's funny.
I'm glad you decided to join us tonight. It's too easy to mistake you for the Inquisitor.
Oh, The run of shame, not the walk of shame. Bull just sat at the table still. Like, I've got more drinking to do. Oh my god. I need more scenes like that. I need a Dragon Age Inquisition version of the Mass Effect 3 DLC, you know? I need a party for this weird crew of mine.
I enjoyed this.
See?
He's vanished.
That's what I mean. It's easy
there he
to
is.
forget you're not just an icon or symbol. Like those statues of Andraste holding bowls of fire. At least it is for me. You up for another game when this is all over, Inquisitor?
Why? Who in their right mind would ever choose anything other but of course?
I wouldn't miss it.
Good. It'll take me a while to talk Cullen into it. Maybe I'll work the revenge angle.
I can't believe the strip betting came into play. God, that was so good.
Is that? Did I win?
Oh, yeah. Damn, I feel so bad that I didn't even realize. Vivian didn't play. Vivian didn't play. That's so funny. I didn't even realize who was missing. Oops. Don't hold it against me, but oh. That's funny. Liliana didn't play either. I wish that more people hopped in. Solus didn't play either. Actually, the more I think about it, the more people didn't even show up there. It was just weird having everyone at the table that I went, everyone's here. And I just totally forgot that there was so many people that weren't even there. Sarah was drunk under the table. Vivian is too snobby to play card games. Liliana's got Spy Master stuff to do. I guess she's taking it too seriously. Solus probably feels like he's a little bit above card games, or he would get upset that he would lose. I love that there was a sufficient portion of the crew, but I wish that everyone was there. You know what I mean? See, you can't hold it against me because I didn't even notice that Solus wasn't there. I just kind of was too caught up in the fact that everything was happening, and it was just so much fun. That was great. It was a really enjoyable scene.
Something you wanted to talk about?
Yes.
Tell me more about Bianca.
I'm not making any promises here. Ask.
So how long have the two of you been together?
Well, if you want to split hairs, we're not. Usually there's a continent between us at all times. We write letters. Now and then we manage to meet up. I don't know if that's together. Shit, it's been what, 15 years? Great. Now I feel old. Thanks.
What makes the Merchants Guild such a danger to her?
Well, to be fair, it's more of a danger to me. Technically, we're not supposed to be within 300 leagues of one another. If it got back to the guild that we were seen together, they'd freeze my assets and then have me killed. Maybe not in that order.
What in the world did you do to cause that?
We almost started a clan war. Does it matter? I can't change it now.
How do you know Bianca? The lady, I mean, not the crossbow.
I met her years ago when she still lived in Kirkwall, and I was looking for someone with, mechanical skills. Bianca is, beyond a doubt, the most brilliant smith you'll ever meet. I haven't seen her since she got married and moved to Orlais.
Oh.
Bianca is married. Somehow I thought the two of you had a history.
Bianca's family are Kalnas. Surface dwarves, so conservative they don't take a piss without asking the ancestors first. They picked out a smith caste boy for her. Wealthy, respected, has a great anvil collection. The perfect husband. I heard the wedding was lovely. The one Bianca actually showed up for, anyway.
Great anvil collection.
All right, tell me the truth. Bianca made your crossbow, didn't she? I mean, it has her name.
It's not that simple. The Carta thinks my Bianca was a freak success by a Carta inventor who could never duplicate it. If they thought anyone else was involved, someone who could make one work, things would be bad. So, I really can't tell the story. I don't want any more blood on my hands.
Interesting. So that's the reason he doesn't tell the story. The person who made it, they don't... Okay. Interesting. But it's definitely named after Bianca. That much is for certain.
I guess that's it for now.
Sure. I'll be here.
Good talk. Also, great resolutions of lingering questions for such a long time now. I've been like, what does it mean? It was great to see and meet the Bianca and get a little bit more story. And then that Wicked Grace game, so funny.
Venon.
Yeah, I'm just wondering why you didn't come to play card games with me. Do you not like me? Do you not like Varric? Do you not like my friends? Like, I get you. I introduce you to my friends, you know. We kiss on the balcony. You can't even join my card games. Oh my God.
We'll talk later.
Dareth Shira.
Okay. Come join my card games later. Why do I keep getting the quest complete noise where there's nothing up here? There's nothing up here. What are you doing? Okay. Is there anything else in there? I always find that weird that this is a thing. If you like tick off the quest in your thing, it pops up in that way. It's very strange. Okay. Following up with Solus about closing the rift didn't do anything, but maybe there will be something new at the war table, perhaps? Who knows? Let's summon the council and check in with our crew. Inquisitor, the tunnels are complete and our agents slip in and out of Caer Branach like shadows. The workmen who were digging out the caves discovered some old dwarven items there as well. Mundane things such as pots and furniture, but they brought a fair price among some collectors. Nice. The only stuff that's really left out here is just resources.
Let's see what we have.
While we wait for everything else.
At your service.
So that's all we'll do. Looks like we're going back out into the field. Let's pick a location to go to. I think that we... Yeah, it is interesting. You can go back to Lost Temple once you leave. It is interesting. We haven't been to the Emerald Graves. We haven't been to Emprise du Lion. We haven't been to the Hissing Wastes. We have enough shards to open the final door in that area. We also haven't explored everywhere around here yet. But let's go and have a look. Oh! Yay! It's not miserable anymore. It's a card game one. Okay. Look at that. It's kind of happy now. That's good. I was getting so annoyed. Well, not annoyed, but I was just getting so upset about that whole ordeal. Every time I had to be confronted with his situation. All right, let's bring these three. Bringing Cole, just in case he says anything about this whole situation. While we are in here, Solus is obviously who you want to bring to an ancient elven temple. And Iron Bull's just here for fun. Okay, let's go down here and open this final door. Just taking some, you know, frequent visits to these places every time we rock up. Go a little deeper each time. Oh, hello. Whoa, look at this sword. That's cool. It recharges with every hit you do? Okay. That's so cool! Dude. I need that on a different hotkey for sure. That's fun. Alright, we're in the final chamber. Swinging around my spirit blade. Okay. Pure spirit essence, superb belt of spirit resistance, master spirit rune, and sigil of the arcane horror. Okay. Not bad. Some cool stuff. Nice belt of spirit resistance. What have I got? Focus gain bonus. I guess we'll give someone else that one. Yeah. Oh yes, and then you just get your automatic spirit resistance as well in the by opening the sarcophagus. That's why you got to do frequent visits, so you can get that spirit resistance. Alright, there you go. I never know what's going to happen when we arrive, so I pick a team and we act accordingly, because there might be, you know, there might be dialogue, there might not be dialogue. You never know what's going to be at the end of an area. Unfortunately, no dialogue. Let's go to the Emerald Graves, I think. We've done the Exalted Plains, and the Emerald Graves has some similar stuff, and it has the smuggler letters here. Corypheus has invested great time and effort building a trusted inner circle. Samson is a former Templar, a lyrium addict, and now the leader of the Red Templars. Cullen knows Samson well and believes intercepting caravans, smuggling red lyrium in the Emerald Graves could get the Inquisition closer to taking him down. Alright, another location that we're putting together, that we're traveling to for the first time. Yes, we've got this same party, which is okay for now. And now we have Harding's appraisal.
Good to see you again, Inquisitor. Hope you've got your comfortable boots on. The scouts have seen a number of fade rifts all over the forest. We've located this mysterious Fairbanks. He won't share his information with anyone but you. He and his men are camped out at Watcher's Reach, on the path ahead. From what we can tell, they're refugees from the war. Peasants, mostly.
Okay.
Tell me everything you know about Fairbanks.
We don't know much about him. He appeared after the Civil War started, helping people fleeing from the destruction. Fairbanks is likely not his real name.
Do you know anything else about the region?
They call this place the Emerald Graves. Legend says that a tree grows here for every elven knight of Halam-Sharal who perished in its defense. Makes you sad, doesn't it?
We are the last Elven. Never again shall we submit.
Oh, I'm sorry, Inquisitor. I spoke thoughtlessly.
Thank you for the information. I'll head out.
One other thing. You've tangled with the Freemen of the Dales before. They have a presence here. Watch your back, Inquisitor.
Watch your back. Ooh. Pretty new area. Watcher's Reach refugees. Go to the Watcher's Reach camp. All right, let's take a look. We got stuff. That is establishing camps. See in red. Oh, that's our last one. There's a few. There's a few out here. Nice. Yeah. Knight's Guardian. Travelling through the Emerald Graves in the Dales, one will see dozens of carven stone wolves. The Dalish call these the Knight's Guardians. In the days of Elven Halam-Sharal, wolf companions walked alongside Emerald Knights, never leaving the side of their chosen knight. Wolf and elf would fight together, eat together, and when the knights slept, wolves would guard them. The statues were erected in memory of their unbreakable bond. I love that. That's why we're seeing them everywhere. Hello, everyone. Everyone's just standing around doing nothing.
Inquisitor, I've something for you. I don't have time.
Okay, let's move out. Let's see what's first. Watchers reach refugees. Andril's Wall. This is beautiful. Look at this. What a gorgeous location. Level 15.
More freemen.
This is where they're strongest.
Watchers Canyon.
Fairbanks is expecting you at the camp. Watch yourself. I'd like to trust you, but we don't trust anyone these days.
Okay.
Keep your hands and weapons to yourself.
Let's have a chat with this Fairbanks fellow. Oh, and Veilfire. Anyone got any Veilfire around here? Alright, there's Fairbanks.
It is an honor to meet the Herald of Andraste.
I hope I don't disappoint.
Not at all. But as they say, actions speak louder. As my missive stated, we can help each other. You have encountered the Freemen. Aggressive bastards, no? They've killed a dozen of my people. We've tried to fight, but we cannot match their strength. You can. Why should you care about this, you ask? Because the Freemen are colluding with your enemy.
Which enemy do you mean?
The rogue Templars. I've seen them through the woods, heading for the Freemen bases, leaving with crates. Destroy the Freemen, and they'll lead you straight to the Red Templars. This, I promise.
Okay.
I'll look into this, Fairbanks.
All my information about the Freemen is right here, in our camp. Help us, and everything I know about the Dales, about these woods, I will share with the Inquisition.
Nice. Examine Fairbanks' documents. We can fast travel here, so I might change my party arrangement while we're here. I'll probably keep Solus because we're in an elven location. I don't know. It depends. Might just switch it up entirely. Sarah would love this because she loves elves. The Watcher. I don't know who first called this place Watcher's Canyon. I know it's named for the strange hooded figure overlooking the ravine. No one knows who he is. People in these parts always refer to him as the Watcher. He must have had an elven name. Perhaps he was one of their gods. None of the elves here can tell me. I don't think they even know anymore. And this cave, Watcher's Reach, well, he's reaching down into it, isn't he? Maybe with him guarding us, we'll survive this war. Interesting. Alright, well, I'll just fast travel back here. Hiya! Let's change the party makeup, shall we? A difficult announcement. I am sorry to tell you of the lives we have lost. Gertrude, Chauvin, Devon, and Jacques were taken by Sister Costeau's men while hunting. They are dead. I pray the Maker have mercy on their souls. The freemen are preparing for something, stocking up on supplies and men. Patrols range further each day. Be careful where you go. When you forage, keep close by. To prevent more deaths, we must look out for each other. The soldiers among us have volunteered to guard and patrol Watcher's Reach, so the rest of you stay safe. With heavy heart, your friend and protector, Fairbanks. A torn page. Needed more elf fruit, so I went with him to the grove by that strange rock on the road that looks like a grumpy old woman smoking a pipe. Freemen were there. They didn't see us at first, but Greer stepped on a twig. I didn't think that happened in real life, only in stories. That damn twig. I barely got away. I didn't like having to tell Fairbanks we lost the herbalist. Shit, they're gonna kill us all one by one. Fallen sister, go to the Viridium mine. Okay. Veil fire. Right in the middle of this encampment. Alright, bear with me everyone, I'm going back to the rune. Meanwhile, everyone around here is just like, what just happened? Why is she carrying green fire? I acquired a schematic for a lightning rune. Okay, that wasn't as exciting as I thought. I was like, maybe I'll get some lore. I did not. We did not. Alright, so the Viridium mine is up that way.
The Inquisitor's an elf. Why didn't anyone tell me?
I can't believe he's making us hide out here like mice.
Like mice. Map of Watcher's Pass. Ooh, okay. A bridge. And some artwork on the wall, and there will be something there. Can't wait to not find that. Get out of the doorway.
Fairbanks and his concern for everyone.
Wolf Falls. Even with countless gallons of water rushing down over it for centuries, the wolf statue remains intact. Magic, perhaps?
I can't believe they're gone. Just like that. I'm sorry. I'm not in the mood to talk right now.
Okay, I'll just stand here awkwardly and provide you some light.
Make a smile upon him.
Battleground state. It seems a bit of twist of fate to discover that half of Thedas does not consider my homeland a nation at all. Canary maps depict the island as part of their territory without any ambiguousness to the claim. I can only assume this is because all islands within the Boreac Ocean naturally fall under their jurisdiction. The Tevinter maps, meanwhile, still proudly show the entire island as part of the Imperium, even though Imperial control outside of small pockets is little more than fiction and changes whenever the Canary return their attention to the area. Imperial reports speak of fog warriors as if we are beasts, little better than darkspawn or dragons, dangerous element of the wilderness, best avoided or eliminated, but ultimately of no consequence. It angers me to read these things. Ours is a land that has been shaped by war as no other. Long ago, the Imperium came, and after centuries of trying and failing to turn us into compliant Imperial citizens, the Canary came instead. They conquered Saharon and attempted to convert us. Neither side succeeded in taking our freedom, and though battle after bloody battle have ground our ancient halls of wisdom practically to dust, we still dream of the land that was. The fog dancers who travel with each band of warriors regale them with the legends of old and keep the songs of our people alive. They say that the griffins of the Grey Wardens came from Saharon. They tell us of the ancient curse of Nahar that brought the fog, and the promise that will one day lift it. They speak of the March of Four Winds, and of the lost people who fled to the Northern Islands, and the great heroes who learned at the feet of elves. Are the old tales true? We may never know. All that remains of the land Saharon once was is gone, but I know we will make them true someday. From the land of fog. Interesting. Okay, Okay, now we can at least proceed past this camp into our next area. So we've got the mines over here. And naturally, there's lyrium there. I have a feeling our approval with Varric is high enough to kind of just... Okay. Is high enough to destroy these things without him in our presence. I love it when my cool spell effects don't make a sound. It's stealth. We got an astrarium. Haven't done an astrarium in a while. We've also got a new creature out here. We've got an August ram, which I feel has already run too far away. Get it. The sound of the nug just dying to being on fire. Okay, the August ram. The August ram. Surely whoever named it ram had never seen its more common cousin. The slender legs and sleek hide give the animal the grace of a hart or halla. Its curved horns spiral back over delicate ears, twitching at the slightest rustle of grass. When startled, speed is the August ram's only defense against the hunter. It is difficult to sneak up on these shy and wary creatures, but I have been here so long and shown such mild behavior that I have gained their trust. The rams graze peacefully a stone's throw from my sketching easel as I write this, thinking no more of me than a rock in the field or a flower in the grass. I just wish the rotten things would stop trying to eat my canvases whenever I leave camp. Are they nugs? They are. They are stronger ones. Level 15. Haven't done a constellation in a while. It's a corset. Alright, let's see. Okay. Let's see how we go, shall we? I've already fucked it up. Oh, maybe? Maybe. I didn't fuck it up. Let's go. Cloud Man. It is the Cloud Man. Constellation Alluvia, like Alluvian. Owing primarily to the popular Orlesian tale of the same name, the constellation Alluvia is commonly referred to as sacrifice. Ooh, hang on. So, hang on. Solus and Solasan, pride and prideful. Alluvia, sacrifice. Alluvian, sacrificial. What else is there that's a sacrifice word? During the Glory Age, folklore told of a young woman saved from a lustful mage by being sent into the sky by her father, after which the mage killed him, hence the sacrifice. The daughter became the constellation, depicted as a seated woman with her head in the clouds. Prior to this tale, Alluvia was thought to represent Razikael, the Tevinter old god of mystery, and the constellation was the source of many superstitions involving the granting of wishes. Interesting. There we go. The other two locations have been revealed. You know, what I will say, right, is I think Dragon Age needs to strike a balance. Something between something that is not super open and overwhelming with a lot of busy work. Andromeda had this as well, a lot of busy work, right? And there's some really good lore and stuff to really take in here, but I think something that Dragon Age needs to be able to do is stick to like an Origins level of scale, I think. Don't go too massive, because like BioWare, where BioWare shines and has always shone, for me personally, and seemingly the consensual opinion here, the consensus is dialogue, characters, right? The story, the lore and the world building, all
My
of that.
dear Cassandra,
stuff.
I am impressed with how well organized the Inquisition was in the aftermath of the Conclave.
It was chaos. I would hardly call it organized.
Perspective, darling. The Chandri hasn't even found the right vestments for issuing a statement on the Divine's death.
Being more flexible than the Chantry is not a difficult goal.
Take your victories where you can, dear.
Even condescending to other people in the group, and trust Vivian to be the one to interrupt me. So I feel like Dragon Age Origins was like the perfect level of like openness, because you could go to so many different locations, but they were all properly contained. I don't think Dragon Age needs to be massive, where you can go look at the hinterlands, right? You can walk through all of it. I don't think it needs to be that at all. It can be like half the size. It can be a third of the size. As long as you've got like the core story stuff nailed out and great like lore and good stuff to do instead of like collectathons and busy work and stuff like that, you're much more likely to retain engagement and not get so overwhelmed. There's a lot in Inquisition, like a ridiculous amount. And I feel like if they had an Origin sense of scale every single time, I would be so happy with that, because I don't need open world bloat, you know what I mean? Like a lot of games suffer from bloating. They're just like shoving a lot of stuff in there. But it's like that thing where it's like as wide or as open as an ocean, but as like shallow as a puddle. And I don't want to really apply that to Inquisition at all, because I don't think it is shallow as a puddle, but I do think that there's a lot of sort of openness that doesn't really need to be there. And I guess that this is in that era of like, look how massive our games are, you know, but it doesn't come across as a positive to me anymore. Especially with, like I was saying, with BioWare, how they shine on their dialogue, on their characters, like that sort of core element. As long as you have that, I think people are gonna be happy. Everyone romanticizes like the Mass Effects, the Knights of the Old Republic, Dragon Age Origins specifically, and those didn't need to be massively huge things. They were just games with a lot of cool locations to go to, but nothing that was like too overwhelming. And I think Inquisition and Andromeda have like this level of sort of bloat to them. They're too big for their own good. So I hope that Dragon Age 4 isn't more of the same like huge openness. I'm so happy with an Origins level of scale, I think. The Guide. Historians have been unable to identify the mysterious and cloaked pointing figure in the Emerald Grave. Some believe it is a representation of the elven god Falon Din, known also as the Friend of the Dead, or the Guide. Others believe it is an elaborate elven joke, a punchline lost to time. Yeah, it's just a joke, man. I don't know if I'm alone in that thought or opinion, but yeah, I really enjoyed the Dragon Age Origins sort of world map thing, and you could see like your people traveling over time. I thought that was really cool. And then you would have just like a main location that you would travel in that like were pretty decent size. Like the Brazilian forest comes to mind, and the deep roads. They're quite expansive locations. There's a lot to take on in there, like the deep roads and everything. But they were more like, I guess, linear experiences. And I'm so happy with that. Mm. Guys, focus up, please. You are lighting nugs on fire. Oh, that reminds me. I forgot to check on, I forgot to check on our nugs in the stables at Skyhold. We'll have to do that. Actually, we should see what our current mount even looks like to ride. It's red though, so I don't think we can have a mount here. Or maybe it's just because we're in battle. Yes, there we go. There he is. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's got feet. Oh, hands. Oh my god, right. Because it's like the war nug. And the entry for those other things was like hands. Hands. I love that that was the first place that I went to as well. Once I saw that, I went, oh wait, hands. Goddamn gorilla. Oh my god. That's so funny. Where's my party at? Come back here, party. Do not vanish. Thought my mount would disappear, but it just stays there. Confirmed, red lyrium. Ooh, yeah, this is the final area. That's what I thought. Because there's only 3 left. Free the captives. That's not where I wanted to put it. It like bounced off a character. That's really annoying. Didn't let me place it where I wanted to. Well, we're dealing with her, all right.
Filth, taking advantage of the chaos of war.
Soul Kisser. From Sister Costeau, as I have said, there is no reason to worry about the other freemen's cells. Since we are in the Dales, I shall invoke the heathen philosophy of Vir Adalan, the way of the wood. Each tree is part of a greater whole. It is the same with us. We are all part of a greater plan. The Dales will be ours, that I promise. Find the Threeman Villa. You? Yes, I know what Juheim thinks about the people in Watcher's Reach. He's wrong. The refugees think us monsters, all because of Juheim and his like. If they can get in the way, I suppose we must eliminate them, but we will not hunt them. We will not murder them unless they force our hand. I hope you understand. Okay. Let's free the captives. The
You
one...
have it. Please, please open the door.
Oh,
I
there's a
can't
few.
stand it in here another second.
Thank the Maker, thank you.
If we had Cole with us, he would approve of this action. Go to Argon's lodge, a deluded chevalier. Okay, nice. That's everything in there. My dearest Aline, have you heard news of the war? They say it will take over all Orlais. People say the mine's about to be shut down. No one wants to be caught in the middle of the fighting. I had a good thing here, good coin. In a year or two, I might have made enough to go home and marry. Now this war's come along and ruined everything. I'll stay as long as I can. Don't wait for me. Leave as soon as you can. Perhaps in a city like Montsamard, there will be guards and militia keeping the peace. Your brother, Jean. Jean. Alright, shall we tightrope it? Hesitation is defeat. Someone had a nice little reading spot here. Rib splitter. It's a shame that's not even a book we can read.
A decent gardener could do wonders with this mess.
Okay. Oh god, guys! No! I didn't realize I had everyone on the fucking... Oh my god. All of you, please. We're a ghost squad right now, I didn't even realize. The girls are out. No boys. No iron bulls. Only the gals. Hiya! Job team. Alright. Peacewood. What a name for a place. Nice music. Much like the Inquisition, Griffiths investigates on effort. This is before the dawn. Is this just the ambient music of this place? The music plays too far and few between moments in this game. It's mostly just quiet. I wouldn't mind a bit of constant music, you know? The music in Dragon Age is nice to listen to. Andraste's mercy. Elves were guilty of the greatest sin of turning from the Maker, but we will show them mercy, for that is what Andraste teaches. From a sermon given by Sister Amity at the conclusion of the Exalted March of the Dales. Okay. Hiya!
Make it take you!
Master Kells, numbers are fantastic, sir. Trade's booming with all this lyrium showing up. Maybe it's red instead of blue, but people are still buying. That mage we picked up can look into what the color means. He needs to start earning his keep. We have more coin on hand too. No need to pay off some greasy dwarf since the red stuff isn't from the deep roads. Must be killing them. Someone struck lyrium up here and they're not getting a piece. Vishlan.
A note. It claims this red lyrium's not coming from the deep roads.
Is that a body?
Andraste guide her to her final rest.
Motherly encouragement. Investigate the fatal fall. Jeez. A young woman fell from a cliff to her death under mysterious circumstances. We're about to engage in the detective arc. Inquisitor becomes a detective. Disco Elysium? Disco Inquisition? Dragon Elysium? One of those things? Landmark time. Hiya! No elven treasure was hidden beneath the falls. That ridiculous tale lost me 6 soldiers. If I find the man who started the rumor, I'll kill him myself. All the way back in the Glory Age. The whole treasure under the waterfall thing, huh? Let's go take a look. The letter just told me that there is none, but I must...
Must be something here.
Exactly, right? I must look for myself.
Stuff behind the falls. That'd be clever.
Exactly. I've never related to Sarah more in my life. It's always the secret waterfalls. Sunblonde Vint 1. Tevinter brewed for a very discreet clientele and strong enough to fluster a tranquil, an almost weightless spirit, best served with a powdering of cat's bane as a flavor enhancer and antidote. Do you reckon, like, in the Dragon Age universe, when they were referring to, like, an alcohol as a spirit, there was some sort of connection or connotation to you know, what this world knows as spirits? I got some Everite. That's nice. I don't know if I've got any of that before. Got an astrarium up to a camp, but we do have some camps nearby. Documents found in Costo's camp mention a chevalier named August who was working for the Freemen. And then there should be another one somewhere. Hide in Hightown, Chapter 9. Donan Branokovic was running out of leads to chase. He had only had 2 weeks left until retirement, just 2 weeks to find the man who'd murdered a magistrate and a Hightown nobleman, if Captain Hinterlands didn't kick him from the ranks first. The docks stank of piss and rotting fish, as foul as the men and women who worked there, but that was where Donan had to go to find the raider captain Belladonna who had broken into the Comte de Favre's home. The Dragon's Jewels was a big boat. She liked big boats. The pointy bits towered majestically over the water. That roundish wooden part seems like it could crush armadas beneath its, wood. It was the greatest boat in the history of boats. But even from the dock, Donna knew something was wrong. He ran up the gangplank to find a dead sailor on the deck and a blood trail leading down into the hold. Donna drew his sword and followed. His eyes still hadn't adjusted to the dimness of the lower decks when he tripped over a second dead sailor, stabbed in the gut and left where he'd fallen. The body was still warm. The ship creaked with every swell of the waves. Donan held his breath and crept deeper into the hold. He barely deflected the blade in time. Steel rang against steel. Donan parried a second blow, still half blind in the low light. The third swing got past his guard and left a wicked slash in his forearm. "Nobody attacks my crew, you flaming pilot dog shit," the attacker swore, and Donan recognized her voice. "Hold, Kirkwall City Guard," he shouted, barely bringing up his blade this time. "You again!" Donan's eyes finally began to adjust and he could make out Captain Belladonna. She was clutching her ribs with her right hand, a dagger in her left, and was covered in enough blood that Donan was sure it wasn't all hers. She glowered at him. Could have used a guard not 5 minutes ago, useless as ever. She grudgingly lowered her weapon. Donan sheathed his sword. "Who did this?" "Don't know. Didn't care to ask," she sniffed. "Bastard killed 2 of my men. Before I cut off his hand and he bolted." She waved indifferently toward the weir of the hold. It's over there somewhere. Did he take the comp shipment? Donan asked. No. If that's what this was about, you can have it. She limped over to a trunk and removed a bundle of cloth tied with twine. She threw it at Donan's feet. Good riddance. Okay. This is a pretty fancy looking location. Look at all this stuff. Oh my god, he's huge. Jesus Christ! Now come over here. Ouch. Villa Moral Key and a glittering Darmalin. Enter Villa Morel. Okay, Dalish Tome, Freeman's Orders. Sister Costo has fallen. I'm surprised it took so long. She was soft. Unfortunately, we also lost the rats we were going to send to Suladen. We have to make sure this doesn't happen again. Okay. Just in case you missed the Freeman Orders on any of these bodies. All there. Duheim's notes. August has made progress in the Exalted Plains. We are together in this, but Maker's Breath, now how that irks me. That weapon, whatever secret is hidden in those glyphs, is mine by rights. Malefant trusts me most. Bah, he won't have it, not while I live. Meanwhile, I've already done the glyphs thing. We have a couple of rare items. Let's have a look. The glittering Darmalin. The dwarven Tig Darmalin was one of Thedas' greatest sources of gold. This axe predates the Tig's loss to the Darkspawn, and from flecks on the hilt, the blade was once coated in gold. And the Soul Kisser Mace. Inscribed on the hilt in Antivan script, I shall kiss my foes as souls, all the better to draw them into my embrace. Leave me your darkness, and I shall give you my light. The Betrayer. Even Matharath the Betrayer had a part to play. Who are we to say elves do not? From a servant given by Sister Amity. Okay, so corrupt general. He's like, don't let him into the villa. Not my precious villa. I'm going in. Right, what is there to find in a place like this? Let us investigate. Just when you thought maps were big enough, they've got villas now. What will they think of next?
The Freeman's leader should be holed up here. This place has seen better days.
Do you expect cleanliness from a group of thugs, Inquisitor?
Well, maybe we can capture this place and clean it up a bit and just move you here so I don't have to deal with you at the Skyhold. Or you could just go back to your...
Haven't heard anything from the plane, have you? No, nothing recent anyway.
You can go back to your place.
You.
What the?
Pages from Lord Morel's journal. The journal of one of the villa's former owners. The current occupants tossed it aside. Artem is the very soul of discretion. I could have a Templar to dinner and they would be none the wiser. If the Templars haven't gone off to do Maker knows what, I might try it. Valerie complains, but the Empress herself has such an advisor, why not me? His services are useful, and no one could better ensure our security. No matter. The distractions of the city will ease her mind soon enough.
Worth a look around, right?
Apparently so. Sexuality in Thedas. What I find most interesting is that, despite the lack of open discussion on matters of human sexuality, there is commonality to be found on the subject in all Androstian lands. Typically, one's sexual habits are considered natural and separate from matters of procreation, and only among the nobility, where procreation involves issues of inheritance and the union of powerful families, it is considered of vital importance. Yet, even there, a noble who has done their duty to the family might be allowed to pursue their own sexual interests without raising eyebrows. The view on indulging lusts with a member of the same gender varies from land to land. In Orlais, it is considered a quirk of character and nothing more. In Ferelden, it is a matter of scandal if done indiscreetly, but otherwise nothing noteworthy. In Tevinter, it is considered selfish and deviant behavior among nobles, but actively encouraged with favored slaves. Nowhere is it forbidden, and sex of any kind is only considered worthy of judgment when taken to awful excess or performed in the public eye. So what's the deal with Dorian's father specifically, like Dorian's parents, and the whole, like, blood magic conversion therapy shit? In Tevinter, it's considered selfish and deviant among nobles, but encouraged with favored slaves. That's really bizarre. Like, I guess the selfish and deviant behavior is because they're trying to, they do their whole, like, select breeding of the perfect, child thing. But the fact that it's considered, like, selfish and deviant, but it's not forbidden. But I guess, like, Dorian's parents, or namely his father, was just particularly not into it. Which is why I don't think it's a reconcilable action.
Part of a key. There's a rune inscribed on it. Or part of one.
Take them down!
You are in a bunch of crates. All of this imagery and design around here is really gorgeous to look at. It is a shame this place is in such disrepair. Shattered. A letter bearing the Templar seal. Have a chat with Maleficent, make sure everything's running smoothly. While there, see if any of his men might wish to volunteer their services in Empress Julian. We could always use a few more. Be discreet. Maleficent's still useful. I doubt he'd remain so if he thinks we're stealing his soldiers.
Seems we interrupted their meeting with the Templars.
They weren't expecting us. Whatever they came for might still be here.
Okay, let's take a look, shall we? Ooh, big important looking room. Fucking stupid looking thing. The Exalted March of the Dales. The Chantry's story of the Exalted March of the Dales paints the picture of the righteous faithful arrayed against heathen savages, but I have long studied the Dales, and I find the acceptable version of the tale to be a poor one, laden with overt pro-Chantry and pro-human biases. Thus it is my moral imperative to propose an alternate interpretation, that the Exalted March of the Dales was nothing more than an expansionist ploy hiding behind the mask of faith. It is easy to see on any map how large the Dales are. More importantly, they stand between Orlais and the rest of the south and would likely have represented a significant obstacle to the Empire's expansion into Ferelden. Naturally, we stood to benefit from propagating the narrative of a hostile, unreasoning people attacking innocent missionaries and making blood sacrifices of good Andrastian babies. The likely truth is that the elves merely wished to maintain sovereignty over lands promised to them by Blessed Andraste herself, when the humans showed clear intent to undermine their autonomy. Of course, the elves reacted by becoming increasingly isolationist, which suited the Empire perfectly. Here was a kingdom that spurned diplomatic overtures and that refused to lend aid during the Second Blight when the Darkspawn attacked Montsamard. The Dalish kingdom could not be anything but a dormant threat, one that needed to be crushed before it awoke. Scholars point to the massacre at Red Crossing as the impetus for the Chantry's declaration of an exalted march on the Elven kingdom in the Dales. They conveniently ignore the fact that no one alive truly knows what happened at Red Crossing or why the elves attacked. The Chantry's response to the Elven aggression that resulted in the slaughter of hundreds was predictable, but in light of my thesis, perhaps we should re-examine the events of Red Crossing and wonder if the attack was truly unprovoked, or whether it is possible that someone saw benefit in sacrificing an entire village to justify the subjugation of an entire people. From a New Perspective on the Exalted March by an anonymous author. We have key. Why is there two, but one I can't interact with? Please go to the book. Go to the book. Go to the book. I command. Oh my god. To the book. My patience is being tested on this fucking thing. Go to the book. Oh my god. Go to the book. Go to the book. Go to the book. The long walk to Hallam Sharal. Only 65 of our group made it to Hallam Sharal. Some gave up. Some sickened, especially the little ones. Bandits stalked us. My mother, forgive me, I had to steal food. A child fought me for extra scraps of bread. A few days later, I carried her for miles after her legs gave out. She died, shivering in my arms. I used to have a master, a mage. He fed me well, he never beat me, even taught me how to read so I could do his accounts. But if he had a theory or a spell he wanted to test out, he'd get out his daggers, have the other servants tie me to a post and carve furrows into my skin. I was so afraid every time I was sure I would die, but at worst I'd collapse, get bandaged up, and lie in bed too weak to move for days. The other slaves visited me in secret to survey the damage. I'd healed just enough before I needed blood again. That is why I travelled from Valdorma to the Dales with nothing but rags on my back. That is why there were 105 of us when we set out, all elven. That is why I fell to my knees and wept when we crossed through the gates of my new home, a village for my people. Anonymous account of the long walk as told to Brother Pecor of Ferelden in 140 Ancient. There's something here, but you cannot interact with it. This is classic. Oh, that's so cool. Sarah, you're in the way. So Andraste? Like burning, and that's like the sword? That's so cool. Andraste's sacrifice. For some reason I can actually read it in here for a change. Against all odds, Inquisition scouts discovered this amulet under the charred fallen rafters of a burned down chantry. A mage who examined it said it felt like all the power in the world. Nice. There's so much, like, there is so much detail in, like, the world of this game. Like, and I've brought this up before, but just like the stained glass windows, look how fucking cool that is. Like, look at that. I want that in my window. I don't care about the imagery. Look at that. That's fucking badass. The stained glass windows look so cool. And like, oh my god, look at the, holy shit. Look at the roof. Look at the ceiling. That's awesome. So much effort was put into like crafting this whole entire world and every location, like ridiculously so, stupidly so. You're like, holy crap, guys. Seriously. Like being the artist or one of the, like, you know, the art direction, the art team for Dragon Age. Oh my god, what a joy. I'm sending men to discuss some changes. It's nothing dire. You'll find the demands perfectly reasonable. We're willing to compensate you for any inconvenience. I want our relationship to be mutually beneficial. It's been going so well, each of us with our crusades. Ah, yes, of course. The final key part.
Red lyrium.
They must have been smuggling it for the Templars.
Not anymore.
Malafant's journals. This is one detailing the founding of the Freemen of the Dales. August and I have established outposts in the Emerald Graves. We are spreading the word to both armies. I'm sick of good Orlesian men and women dying for someone else's cause. It ends now. Orlais should belong to us, the people who defend her borders, who till her fields. If we're to fight and kill for something, let it be that. Several pages later. Templars approached us. They are not the order I knew, but they have offered weapons and gold if we help bring their supplies through the Emerald Graves. If we are to free the Dales from the grasp of the nobility, we need what they have to offer. It's a deal with a demon, but our cause is worthwhile. An official appraisal. A note addressed to the villa's former owner lies next to an unusual device. Lord Morel, I posed a few questions to my contacts in the White Spire, discreetly of course, lest they want the peace for themselves. From what I can gather, the device, rustically dubbed Illyrium Epilon, is meant to restore broken runes. They are not widely used. Some suggest that if the rune were affixed to an object, the device could restore the item itself. Although I was unable to confirm the truth of this, this is purely academic, as it requires a mage to function. It is nevertheless a rare piece, prized among the collectors of curiosities. I trust you are pleased with the purchase. Emile Fabre. Ooh.
Something's missing.
Yo. Oh, the key. The key pieces. Alright. Look at that thing. Alright, let's go and get ourselves a third key piece. Which is annoying. Oh. It's literally right there. I forget that the game tells you where everything is sometimes. I'm used to playing games where you kind of go to look around and find it, and then I forget that it's just on the map. I'm like, let's go search for a key, and the game's like, go right here, and you'll be fine. What a dining hall. You do see like repeated artworks, you know, throughout a lot of different locations, but like not enough where I'm like, oh my god, I've seen that picture in every single hallway, you know, and I've played games that are like that, and they're much smaller too. Find a way to reassemble the key. Wow, I wonder where we can go to reassemble the key. I have no idea. Servant's letter, neatly penned note addressed to the villa's former owner. My lord, everything is in order for your departure. Granted leave to all non-essential staff, and arranged transportation for the time you requested. I have taken the liberty of securing the more valuable items in your personal storeroom. I trust you will find everything to your satisfaction. Artem. Okay. And now we reassemble the key. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Oh, the nughead on the mount.
The best locks, the best loot.
I mean, you'd hope so. Trash. Trash. Aha! Thick longbow grip, firm greatsword, an Orlesian banner crown, a life ward amulet, corrupting rune, and sigil of the Chevalier. Okay. Cool stuff. Get the loot for putting in effort to grab the stuff. Wonderful. Okay. There's obviously so much more to do in the Emerald Graves, but we will be bringing this episode of Dragon Age Inquisition to a close. We will be discovering more of this area next time as well, because there's a couple of quest lines that we've started, so we may as well continue. But we will eventually be pushing through onto a main quest sooner rather than later, heading to the Winter Palace. But I'm enjoying exploring this area for sure. It's very gorgeous. Gorgeous scenery, gorgeous greenery. And this, ties to the elven lore once again. So I'm excited to head a bit further in. There's some beautiful music for this area as well. I am grateful that there is no area as big as the Hinterlands so far. While the Hinterlands was definitely filled with a lot, there was a lot. So I'm glad that they're not as big, but there's still a lot of stuff to do and a lot of things to find. But I'm enjoying myself so far, and I hope you are too. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.